Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rochelle. I'm 23 and a little bit crazy. I just realised that I've just said good morning. You might not be watching this at morning, but good morning for the next morning that you have. So today's video is going to be a self-care video, and unbeknownst to you, I've actually already filmed an intro, and on this day that I made this video, I was not in a good headspace for reasons that you'll see later on, so stay tuned. Because of that, I knew I needed to make a self-care video, but it was a bit depressing. Like, my energy was not this, and I tried to do a little preface before I uploaded it, and I just thought, I can't put that on my channel. Like, I was getting bored editing it. I was like, no one is going to want to watch someone that's sad. So instead, I'm redoing the intro, but I'm keeping the same end clips because I spoke about what was going on in my life, why I was feeling bad, and then also, like, you know, how I ended that evening. I feel so much better today, and you should always put your best foot forward, and this is mine. So I'm gonna give you maybe my 4 top self-care tips, and number 1 has got to be journaling. Each morning I write in my journal and I write what I'm grateful for, the things I'm going to accomplish that day, and 1 affirmation. This just happens to be the structure of my journal, so you can literally use a different journal or write whatever you want to, but it's a great place to start in the morning with, okay, first off, what am I grateful for? What do I have to be lucky to be alive? Set your mind up in a positive mindset. Also, in the book that I'm reading, it does have a whole section on gratitude, and basically how there are research studies that say when we are appreciative and grateful for the things that we have, we are more likely to be persistent towards our goals, we're more likely to have patience, and we're more likely to have faith, because if we can have all this right now and you know, have all these amazing things, why couldn't we have more? So I thought that was really interesting that there are actually studies that correlate, you know, gratitude towards, you know, attainment of goals. Of course, a positive affirmation is nice because it reminds you to write something positive about yourself, to affirm it to the universe, and to really bring forward great positive energy. The second thing I do is read. So I read every morning, and it could be as little as 5 pages to 10 pages to, you know, 20 pages if I have time. I think reading is really amazing because, 1, it's something to do that is not on your phone, and it's something that nourishes your brain. You're strength training your brain by reading words on the paper and, you know, creating this image in your mind. I personally read non-fiction books, so I read success books, strategy books, spiritual books. I do this because I want to improve my personal growth. I have a lot of business goals and spiritual goals, and so by reading the books of people that have been successful in their life, I'm only going to get to my goals faster. You know, these people have worked 20-30 years in the industry building their businesses or whatever it may be, and they condense their life knowledge into a book. So it would be stupid of me not to read that book and give myself, you know, a step on the ladder, a helping hand. That being said, you can most definitely read fiction books. Obviously, this is all about self-care, so you read anything that interests you because it's still like a nice getaway from your mind where you're not necessarily in the physical world, your mind is distracted, and just reading something that makes you feel good. I think that's the important thing, a feel-good book. Number 3, I stretch. It's orgasmic. So I do strength training, so my legs and my arms are very tight, and for the longest time I never used to stretch, so they are definitely full of lactic acid. But each morning I've been taking the time to really stretch out my body. I'm not a yoga teacher, I don't particularly know the best stretches, I just do what feels good, but it feels good. So I would definitely recommend getting on the floor, you know, I was gonna say rolling around, but I mean rolling around if you want, stretching out your limbs. It just feels so nice. You know, when I first started doing it, I was like, oh, what a chore, and now I just love doing it. When you're in the moment of stretching, you're like, oh my god. So I definitely recommend stretching. Look up some YouTube videos if you don't know what to do. Obviously you can see me stretching now. Again, this is also something to do in the morning to connect with your body. You know, you're stretching your body, you're also waking up your muscles. Good morning. And you're not on your phone, you're not on technology, you're not on devices. It's time for your mind, body and spirit to just kind of be together. Number 4 is meditate. Now, if you're new to meditation, check out my meditation video at the top, because when I started doing meditation, I had no freaking clue. The whole point of meditation is to be at one with your thoughts and your mind. So in the modern world, we're constantly bombarded with like thousands of marketing stimulus, just sensory overload, and it's hard to kind of keep on top of everything. The skill of meditation is to be with your mind, to listen to your thoughts, to quieten your mind. If you think about it now, in the free times of your day, what do? Most likely you're scrolling on Instagram. So, you know, you might work all day, study all day, come home, watch videos, watch movies, go on Instagram. At no point do you sit down and think, let me just connect with myself, my being. And that's why meditation is so important. I've noticed such a beneficial lifestyle switch being in a meditative state, meditating. I feel much more positive, enlightened, happy, this energy. Yes, I meditated this morning. So the idea of meditation is that you sit in silence, although you can do guided ones, but generally you sit in silence and you don't think about anything. Now, obviously that's crazy, but the way that you do it is that when thoughts come into your mind, we think, okay, I acknowledge that thought, now's not the time or place, I let it go. And that's what you do. You return to the thought of your breathing, and that's what you're doing. You're regulating your thoughts. So as thoughts come in, you let them go, you focus on your breathing. The reason why this is important is because in the modern day, it's getting even harder to focus on things. We're so used to, as I said, all this stimulus all the time that sometimes just reading a book can be difficult. I know when I first started reading, I wanted to check my phone every 5 minutes. I had to literally hide my phone out of my sight. If I couldn't see my phone, I wouldn't grab it, but if I could see my phone, I would. And that is scary about how addicted we are becoming to technology. I'm not gonna say it's easy. If you watch my video, you'll know it wasn't easy for me, but with the practice, I've really been able to do it, and I feel like my mind is much sharper, I can concentrate more. And the idea is, if you can't control your thoughts, how can you control your life? I also like to tie my affirmations into my meditations as well. So I will focus on my breathing, I will have moments of silence, and then I will kind of just say what I'm grateful for, ask the universe to co-create with me, and open this dialogue between me, myself, my body, and the universe. And then my fifth step, I don't know if I said I had 5 steps, but here's my fifth one, is to exercise. I really enjoy exercising, and it's up to you what your goals are. Maybe it's to get strong, maybe it's to lose weight, maybe it's to gain weight, maybe it's to just, I don't know, stay on top of your game, be healthy, be fit, but whatever your goals are, exercising is the best thing for your mind, body, and soul, because you're releasing those endorphins and you're strengthening your body, you're making yourself healthier, and you can't be too healthy. So I recommend, you know, thinking about what you enjoy. There's no point setting a goal to go to the gym 5 days a week if you don't like the gym. Or I'm gonna cycle every day for 40 minutes if you don't know how to ride a bike. Pick something that you enjoy and start from there. On this day that you're about to see, I was meant to work out and, you know, in my garden, and I just really wasn't feeling it. So the compromise I made to myself is, you know, self-care, look after yourself, don't be so hard on yourself. Let's just go for a nice walk, and that is going to be better than nothing, moving your body. Enjoy these next clips where I am going for a walk. Street vlogging take 3. No cars coming, that's a good one. So hard to vlog when there's cars coming because obviously it's embarrassing, but I'm on my way to a park near my house, and as the car's approaching I'm going to say goodbye. So I've arrived at the field. It is super dark, so I've got my flashlight, but obviously I don't know how that's working for the camera, and also it kind of blinds me, like as a girl you have to be on the lookout. But look at how beautiful this view is. So this is just like off the town, obviously it's just the lights from the houses, but 1, it's too dark, and 2, the floor's muddy, so I'm actually going to leave. So I've switched to a phone vlog just because it is too dark right now. It got dark so fast, and using my camera with the flashlight on my phone is like blinding, and obviously as a girl you need to have your wits about you, so I just thought, fuck it, let me just whip out Snapchat. Oh, I can hear the bounce. Whip out Snapchat, get my front flash on, and sorry if that's why the quality is bad. I have to say I'm really glad that I decided to come out and walk, just because I obviously wasn't feeling it before. It's gotten dark really fast, but just getting your body moving, just walking, having fresh air has made me feel tons better. I still have so much things on my to-do list that, like, now that it's dark I don't want to do, and this is kind of where the mental health check comes in, right? I just feel so guilty for not ticking off everything on my list. It's just really hard to find a balance between, you know, working towards your goals, taking a break, not being able to do it, feeling shit. Like, if this was anyone else I'd be like, oh, don't be so silly, like, you're aiming for too many things, like, relax, it's okay. But for me, I'm like, well, I'm not everyone else. Like, I want to do better, I want to do good, so it's kind of a tough internal dilemma with, you know, I should have done this, I should have done that, you shouldn't have taken a break, well, you should, do you know what I mean? I just feel guilty. I have a bit of a tumultuous home life, and I'm just finding it like increasingly difficult to live. It's just a very toxic environment for me, and there's literally nothing I can do. Like, I'm going travelling in just under 4 weeks, but until then I just have to exist, and it's just tough. That being said, I think that I have to take a moment to be grateful for everything that I have, like these problems, even though I would still class them as problems. Like, to have parents that are alive, amazing. Like, to have a house to even be stuck in, amazing. So everything in perspective, right? Like, you can't be too annoyed at your life. You can wish it was better, but you can't take it for granted. And so I am so grateful that I have a house and a roof over my head and hot water and just everything that we take for granted. I guess the moral of the story is, you know, everyone goes through hard times, everyone has different struggles. It doesn't mean your struggle is harder or easier than anyone else's, but I do believe, as sad as sometimes it can be, everything happens for a reason, and I feel like we're given these burdens or these struggles to grow so we can become better people. And like, I wouldn't wish it on someone else, but it's definitely made me stronger, and I'm sure if you have problems at home or just problems in general, you understand. You know, we can do this together. If you have any problems, you know, just know that we're doing this together, especially if you live in England and you're in quarantine. Take some time out to look after yourself, and that's kind of why this video was like self-care. It's the things that I'm doing for myself to keep me sane, to keep me happy, to keep me centered, and to just focus on the positive than being drawn and drained into the negative. In times of uncertainty and where we have very little control over what we can do, we should take control in aspects of our life that we can. So, you know, I'm working out, I'm feeding my mind with positivity, I'm stretching, I'm meditating. I'm doing these things just to make my little home better. Like, maybe I'm not in my ideal home, but my home, my body, I'm looking after, and I think that's very important. It means that it reminds you that you have agency, you have autonomy over yourself and your thoughts, and that's why it's good to meditate, so that you can really have autonomy over your thoughts. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble. Let's walk back. I honestly feel so much better for kind of getting that off my chest. I have many more stories to tell, but we'll save that for another time. But I'm going to go home now. I might just run a bath, do a face mask. As I said, there's things on my to-do list to do, but let's just take it easy on ourselves, okay? Be kind to yourself. If you learn anything from this video, let's all just be kind to ourselves, especially in a lockdown. Okay, so while the bath is running, I'm going to take off my makeup and I'm going to do a face mask, the ultimate self-care treat. I'm going to be using my microfiber, recyclable, reusable face cloth from Tala. I definitely recommend. It just takes off your makeup so well, and technically you don't really need any other product, but if you add product, it just makes the process even better. I'm just going to take the Micellar Cleansing Water by BB and pour that on it and just use that to help me take my makeup off. So now all my makeup is off and my under eyes are revealed, let's put on a face mask. I'm using the pink face mask, again by Beauty by BB. I've got all the links in the description if you want to check them out, and I also have a video on them actually if you want to see me unbox the whole skincare bundle. So this is a pink clay mask, and I'm just going to leave it on for 10 minutes whilst I'm in the bath, and then I will just take it off afterwards. But just something to like let your girl live, let your girl just enjoy her life. Let, you know, the worries and doubts fade away, just like, you know, the dirt in my pores. It's safe to say I've put on like a generous portion. I don't really know if I've done too much, but this is it. The bad boy is on. So the bath is done and I have my laptop with Suits on it, ready to enjoy from the bath. So I'm out the bath, my skin is nice and fresh and clean after that face mask, and I'm just going to finish off my PM routine with 2 products. We have the Hydrating Facial Mist just to close our pores and to act as a toner, and then my favourite product, which is the PM oil, and I just love this. So I put this under my eyes, above my eyelids, because your girl's got bags and they're not Chanel just yet, and then I just rub it in. Again, I'll leave these linked below if you want to check them out. So that is it, the end of my little self-care routine. There probably will be one more step that I'm not going to film, and that's going to be making myself a hot chocolate and getting into bed and finishing off the episode of Suits. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. It's kind of been a mix of my self-care tips and also like a little mental health check-in. It's just been nice to be honest, to be authentic, to be raw, and I'm sure everyone else can understand to a degree what I'm going through and what maybe you are going through in your lockdown experience. If you've enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It means the world. Comment down below what you currently do for self-care, and if you do any of these tips, and if you don't, will you be trying them? Let me know down below. I would love to know. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button. I produce 2 new videos every single week, and I look forward to seeing you again. Until next time guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.